Hello, my name is SJ, and I represent the H7 Network as the CCO. You can find H7 online at H7 number 7 network.com. Today, I have the pleasure and the privilege to interview one of our members who's an award winner for the month of October, and his name is Mike Poast. Mike, thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure, no problem, SJ. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. So we'd like to get to know you a little bit here, Mike, and we're going to start with this question for those who are going to be watching and listening to this. Tell us about your business or businesses.
Yeah, sure. So my company's called the Debt Eliminator, and that is me, the Debt Eliminator, as I say. And we have a very unique way of helping people not to hide debt, not to delay debt, but to completely eliminate it permanently, and to help them to get control of not only their cash flow, but also the ever important emergency fund. The methodology of doing that is incredibly unique, but it's also been around for hundreds of years. The two techniques we combine are snowballing debt, a la Dave Ramsey, and infinite banking, which is a technique of using life insurance as a bank account. Rather than highlighting the death benefit, you highlight the liquidity, the interest that you get, tax-free status, and the guaranteed tax advantages of life insurance. And so we combine those two, and what it allows someone to do is, without changing their budget, without altering what they're currently doing, just switching some buckets around, to actually reduce their current debt payoff timeline from usually people around 20 to 30 years, what they're currently doing, typically down to anywhere from, depending on the situation, anywhere from 3 to 7, maybe 9 years. And so it's a very powerful way of paying off debt. And we help them to counsel them to go through it, show them how it's going to work. And we don't take any fees for that. Our fees are for writing the insurance contract. And so it's a very unique way of doing that. And not many people are doing that. So it's called the Debt Eliminator. And we've helped about 40 clients since our inception about a year ago. And we help businesses and individuals.
Well, that's very enlightening. Thank you for sharing, Mike.
Sure.
So let's pivot to the personal side of Mike Post for a minute. So whatever you feel like sharing with those in our community and outside that'll be watching, listening. So tell us about your family, hobbies, interests, where you live, where you used to live, things like that, please. I'd be very interested to hear.
Sure. So I've been married 15 years to Kristen, my lovely wife, who's in the other room making various Thanksgiving deliciousness. I have 3 children, Griffin, who's 13, Livia is 9, just turned 9, and Madeline is 4. So we have a very busy household, and we're doing the remote learning thing and managing through all that, and dance. And my son is a big video game advocate, and my 4-year-old just likes to be adorable and bothersome depending on her mood. We live in Blue Ash. We've been here 5 years. I'm a longtime Cincinnati native. Grew up in Indian Hill, went to Indian High School, and then went off to West Virginia for college, to Buchanan, studied theater, got a degree in that, and then met my wife in 2003, speed dating. I met her at Dave & Buster's through an organization called 8 Minute Dating. And so we actually met on a Thursday, October 16th, the Dave & Buster's up here in Springdale, if you're familiar with that. And we met in that October, and by that January, we were engaged, and we're married in 2005. So pretty quick. We knew what was going on there, so that was cool. And I've been in sales and business development for over 25 years. I've had way more failures than successes, which I wear as a badge of honor, because you learn more from your failures than you do your successes. One of my claims to fame is I lasted almost 10 years over at TQL, which if you know anything about that operation, it's very difficult to do that. Landed at Amazon, which was an amazing experience, and amazing experience, and a very cool sales 101 story. I literally was I wasn't looking for them. I was digging through the rabbit hole of leads, and from working really, really hard and making 120 phone calls a day for almost a year, I got lucky, and as Charlie Hustle says, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And that's honestly been my life story, is the harder I work, the luckier I get. Never say die. Always trying to find a way to make things happen, either for myself or for others. And hobbies, I'm very, very passionate. Not about politics. Politics are 2-year-olds fighting in the playground, about government and about how we properly manage our society. And I firmly believe that America is the greatest country ever created on earth, and she's proving herself right now. So I enjoy talking about that. I enjoy proving that, and edifying her greatness. I enjoy reading about success, learning about success, talking about winning, talking about how we can get better. I enjoy, I'm not a fan of small talk. I heard on the radio earlier, I enjoy the long form conversation. The weather is the weather. It'll take care of itself. I want to talk about and learn about what makes you tick and what makes me tick and how we can get better. I love movies. I love interesting things. I love learning about. Last night I watched David Blaine has this, apparently it happened in August. He did this YouTube show called Ascension. And the whole thing was his childhood dream of just grabbing a bunch of balloons and floating up into the sky and disappearing into the clouds. But they made that a reality, and the science and the planning and the teamwork and the problem solving behind it was just fascinating. So cool. So I love that stuff.
Oh, that's great.
I like shaving my hair. And then growing it.
Well, I knew when I was going to interview you, we'd have a few laughs here on this recording. So good share. Good stuff, man. All right, let me ask you a couple questions about the H7 community to wrap us up. So the first of the two is probably a pretty straight on one, is how long have you been a part of the H7 community, Mike? And what do you like the most about what Clayton and Angel have created?
Yeah, I found H7 very quickly after I left my last W-2 over at TQL, and I started various businesses, but mainly a restaurant supply company. And I was looking for networking opportunities and way to, do that. And of course, we all know all the usual suspects that came up in that conversation. I forget who actually introduced me to H7, but it took me a while to kind of dig in, and I wasn't quite sure what I was getting into, to be real frank with you, because it was a different animal than I was used to. And I've been in H7 maybe 3 years ish, off and on, because I had changed businesses, and at one point it didn't make sense. Then I came back in with my current business, and I can't say enough good things about H7, mainly because the focus is not on metrics and what we can find wrong about what you haven't done. It's about your ability to build relationships with the people engaged in the community, and the better that you do that, the more success you're going to have. And that's networking. That's just what it is. And H7 provides a brilliant and dynamic structure and platform to do that.
No, that's well said, Mike, and thank you for sharing that with everyone. And then now we'll cap off with this last question, and then we'll send this off into the end here. Is so this video, you earned this opportunity to share because the founder and CEO of H7 has something called the Win-Win Initiative, and I'd like to hear very briefly from you, Mike. Why did you choose to participate in the Win-Win, and would you encourage other members to do the same?
Well, I'm going to give you a shocking answer. I didn't choose to participate. When you reached out to me, I was like, I did what? Um, it was simply the reason why we're talking is because I enjoy H7. I edify it every chance I get. And everyone that I speak with who I see has an opportunity to benefit, I tell them. And the numbers just happen to work out. And that's, when you do what you're supposed to do, the numbers tend to work out and you get edified, you get awards, and you get money in the bank account. And that's just, success. That's just what it is. So I worked hard and I got lucky. I didn't go for it. It just kind of happened. And that's great. I'm glad that people chose to listen to me and they chose to join and they found value and they stayed. And that certainly is what it's all about. And that's a win-win, right?
Exactly.
Pretty good. There it is.
Well, I think that answer sums it up, so if you're a member watching this after it gets posted here shortly, that's exactly what this is all about. It's not a complicated initiative, but some folks are participating just like Mike did. So Mike, I wanted to thank you for investing some of your time in speaking with me today.
Sure.
And I'm going to go ahead and sign us out to say, if you are new to the H7 community, you can find us online or on social media, same thing, at numeric7network.com. Thank you so much, and all the best to everyone.